guys, Craig Ferreira here from the Creative Frequency. Just wanted to do a quick little video on the number one saboteur of all of your success. You know, it's a little thing called follow through. So what am I talking about follow through? Why do I say that this is the number one thing that's going to sabotage all of your success that you're seeking to attain? So first things first, I just want to give you a little bit of theory and give you a little bit of background. And one of the premises that we use in our training is called tension seeks resolution. So what that pretty much means in a nutshell is if you put something under tension, like an elastic band for an example, it's going to seek to resolve itself back to its original form. Now it's the same thing with us as human beings. Every time we seek to create change, seek to create a new business, a relationship, create new health, whatever it is that we're looking to do, what's actually happening here is it's putting us under tension because we're seeking the best route forward. We're seeking how is this going to work. And that tension, what happens is that tension shows up in the form of a thought. Now that thought turns into a reaction, and from the reaction it's going to turn into a behavior, and from that behavior it's going to turn into an experience, and from that experience it's going to create a feeling, and then that feeling is going to create more of the same old thoughts. So the whole point of your unconscious mind is to ensure your safety, security, and survival. So how does it do that? By keeping you in your same old past experiences. Whether that means that you're suffering, whether that means that you got terrible relationships and you keep getting burnt, whether that means that you never got enough money, that you don't have money, you don't have time, whatever it is, these are different ways that we resolve our tension. And these are things that your unconscious mind is trying to keep you in the same old. So whenever we set out to create change, what actually happens is your unconscious mind literally sees that as a threat. So every time it sees that as a threat, what's going to happen is that it's going to do everything in its power to resolve that tension, to take you back to your known world. Now, in the modern day and the modern world, where everything is changing on a consistent basis, you can't honestly tell me that this is a powerful way of operating, that there has to be something bigger. So if you are like any of the thousands of people that I've trained in the past, and you've actually signed up to ignite your genius number one, or signed up to, answering the call to adventure of this thing called life, returning to your hero and becoming your own hero in your story, mastering the creative frequency, coaching, whatever it is that you signed up for, that you set out and you committed to, what I'm going to ask you from the bottom of my heart is learn to make a stand for your highest self, and actually learn to start following through on these things, because it may seem insignificant. I'll do it the next training. I just don't have the time now. I just don't have the resources now. These family matters are more important than this. What I'm going to ask you is make a stand for your highest self and step through that tension, because it's not actually a threat. It's the number one thing that's going to change the rest of your life. And I can honestly affirm from the change in my life, and the change in the thousands of people that I've coached or trained over the last 5 years in their lives, one thing I can tell you is that the number one thing that we're all looking for unconsciously is mastering our genius, is creating our genius, is operating from a genius perspective, because that's where all the change that you seek actually exists. That's where all the answers that you seek actually exist. Nobody can give you an answer. Nobody can create a change for you, but you. You've got everything that you need within you in this moment. The problem is that we don't follow through, because we create a thought, we go through this experience called life, and from this experience called life, it creates thoughts. And these thoughts land up creating reactions, and we keep reacting to the same old thoughts and creating the same old behaviors, creating the same old experiences, and creating the same old feelings. And that is what we see as our comfort. That's what we see as our known world. That's what your unconscious mind sees as your safety, security, and survival. But once again, there is a bigger way. There is a bigger picture. There is something more. And what I am here to tell you is that you have the power to step through this. Because every time you react to those same old thoughts, to those same old experiences, what inevitably happens is we just let go of the change. Even if that means suffering, even if that means same old relationships, not having money, we'd rather stay in that than actually make a stand for the one thing that would change our life the most. So I'm just here to put a heartfelt message to you all, is to actually commit. If you've committed to something, I'm going to ask you, follow through on that. Don't listen to your thoughts. Don't bullshit yourself out of the change that you're looking for, the transformation that you're looking for, and actually make a stand for your highest calling and your highest good. So I'd just like to send a huge heartfelt thank you for listening to this all, and much love to you all, and looking forward to changing your life and igniting your genius. Ciao.